This past week was Aromantic Awareness Week, and this Stonewall UK posted a video featuring Yasmin Benoit giving some tips to support the aromantic community. And all hell break loose! Ciao everybody, I'm your big bro Kanetsu, and welcome back to my channel. I hope you had a good day so far. Because this video might be triggering for some of you, so watch it at your own discretion. Let's start by saying what aromantic means. Aromantic people's experiences of romance, or the lack thereof, are often disconnected from normative societal expectations in some way. This can be due to experiencing little to no romantic attraction, due to feeling repulsed by romance, or due to being uninterested in romantic relationships. Pretty simple to understand, I guess. But not for a lot of Twitter users, apparently. And why I'm not surprised is from Twitter. I used to cling to identities too, thinking the labels defined me, but then I grew up and broadened my perceptions and expectations. I found, among other things, that label confine and define rather than free and protect. Grow up! Because telling people to grow up just solves problems. And then she gets called out for having labels in her bio. Labels are helpful. They can help you understand how you work, and they can help you find the community where you belong. I agree with what she says, but she could have done a better job at expressing herself other than, "I've grown up, so grow up you too. Give me attention." You are right. Aromanticism looks like a serious case of narcissism. How is that so? Why not feeling romantic attraction is narcissism? I'm special, give me attention too. I find this pretty funny, since it's the same way the straights talk about us gays. Believe it or not, but most of these comments are from queer people. That's why I find it so disturbing. Remember when aromantics were getting a kicking from the thugs on the way home? Remember when they turned down for a job or housing due to their innovative sexuality? No, me neither. So now, we enter discrimination territory because in the video Yasmin calls out to end aromantic discrimination.
Stand up for the aromantic community and call out discrimination. There's a lot of anti-aro attitudes out there and we need people to be vocal.
And this is what gets a lot of people triggered, I guess. I can understand that it's not the same level of discrimination that a same-sex couple or a transgender person can experience. But that doesn't mean that they are less valid. Why would someone not interested in romance need allies or awareness? Are they systematically oppressed? People misunderstanding the inner workings of your mind is not oppression, it's existence. Misunderstanding is one thing. Saying we are ill, psychopaths, robots, heartless, that we will feel it at some point, that we have to because that's what makes us human, is another thing. And this is why they need awareness. Judging from all the comments so far, they are called narcissists or psychopaths. If you're incapable of romantic love, there is something deeply wrong with you. Think about how would you feel if someone will tell you that there is something deeply wrong with you. Think about that. A paucity of emotions, a difficulty in forming or an inability to form emotional bonds with another is a classic trait of a psychopath. Not something to champion about unless you're eager to identify as a serial killer. Now, this is a lot to unpack. I hear a lot of people throwing the word psychopath, so let's see what it means. Psychopathy, sometimes considered synonymous with sociopathy, is traditionally a personality disorder characterized by persistent antisocial behavior, impaired empathy and remorse, and bold, disinhibited, and egoistical traits. I missed the part where it says unable to feel romantic attraction. But maybe a lot of these people are projecting their psychopathy in these comments, because you really have to lack empathy or remorse for calling people crazy for not feeling romantic attraction. And you're pretty bold and disseminated to call others serial killers. Who is the psychopath then? Also, just because you are aromantic, it doesn't mean that you can't bond with people. It seems like the only way to love is the romantic way. Are family and friends less important way of loving? People incapable of romantic attachment are either psychopaths or garden variety awful humans. What's a garden variety? It's this why they use the eggplant and peach emoji? Jokes aside, this is why there is a need for awareness. You can't just call people psychopaths. Where's your empathy? And then they start to personally attack Yasmin. Based on her Instagram, at least one of us had misunderstood the concept of asexuality, claiming to be asexual while wearing a sexually provocative outfit. Yes, you did misunderstood everything. First, asexuality is not a concept. It is the lack of sexual attraction. I don't know why it's so hard for some people to understand this when they do feel it unless they are bi or pan. And second, what's wrong with those outfits? She's a model doing her job. Why are you putting makeup on for then? What? I just don't have words. But then she made a sarcastic comment about being a porn star, and then someone can be a romantic and asexual and be a porn star? She got a lot of comments for this, but I don't understand what's the problem with that. Do people know what porn stars do? They are just actors. You don't need to be in love or attracted to the person involved in the scene. Or do they think that asexuals are like Barbie dolls between their legs? Are the aromatics the opposite of incels? Oh, sorry, left out the N. Honest mistake. I guess that this must have been very fun in your head. I'm going to leave out the N. I just realized aromantic is the leftist version of incel. And I just realized that you don't know anything about both of them. I guess they are as sick of hearing about romance as we are of hearing about gender identities. Okay, TERF. Yeah, because a lot of these people are also transphobic, and you can see how they mock people using pronouns in their profile. Is that surprising? LGB, lesbian, gay, bisexual. Remember? I'm surprised that they include bisexual. I thought that they would hate anything that can be straight. I had a hard time understanding why you can be transphobic, but then Electra made it very clear.
They don't kill us because they hate us. They kill us because they hate what it means to love us.
And for last, let me guess. An aromantic threw the first brick at Stonewall now. An aromantic trans woman, yes. An aromantic trans woman of color. We have racism, misogyny, transphobia, endophobia, all in a couple of comments. I have no words. It's not that important who was the first one that threw the first brick or whatever it was. We actually don't really know, and it gets a tribute to Marsha P. Johnson for all the work she has done even after that. But I guess this is the problem of our community, because there are a lot of people with different sexuality and every group want representation and want to be seen. And we forget that we go through a lot of the same struggles, like being called mentally ill, that we are wrong and not natural. And we should understand that pretty well, but we still hate on each other somehow. And this is exactly why there is a need for awareness. Anyway, Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Did you know about aromanticism? What do you think about it? I hope you liked this video, leave a like if so and subscribe if you like me. And thank you so much for watching, and remember that I am proud of you and I believe in you, and I'll see you in the next video. Ciao!